Hello everyone. So in the last set of videos, we learned a bit about the DOM. We learned how to select elements off the DOM using query selector, and we could edit text in JavaScript with after selecting those elements. This video is going to be an introduction to how we can create elements and insert them with just JavaScript. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of everything that we had before, and we pull up the page. All I've got is a blank document. Great, just what I want. And so I have put a main tag in here just to show you the tag and to put a little space for where we're going to insert our content. So let's take a look at how we can actually create elements and put them in there. So the first method I'm going to show you is how things were traditionally done back in the day. And what we can do is we'd make a variable and use the create element method on the document. So just like query selector is a method on document, we can use document.createElement. Inside here we give it a string of what kind of tag we want. And so VS Code's helpful, it gives you a whole list of HTML tags. I made a P because it's going to be a P tag for a paragraph. And that's it. That's all you have to do to make a P tag. And just to prove it to you, I'll show you now how to insert the element. So if I do main dot, and the method to append this element is the AppendChild method, and pass that variable and save it. Might not be impressive because it's still blank, but if we look at the inspector, we'll see that there is indeed an empty paragraph tag. Now you might be thinking, Michael, that's not very impressive. I'm deeply disappointed. Well, what we can also do is, now that we've created an element, we can use all the other DOM properties that we learned about in the last videos. So we can take that paragraph tag and add some text content. And voila, now this paragraph actually has text and it exists on the page. It didn't exist in the HTML. It's nowhere to be found in the HTML. We created it and appended it with JavaScript. So just as a quick review, we can select an element from the DOM. We can create an element with the create element method, and that could be any element, P tags, H1s, anchor tags, images, whatever. And we could give it some text content with .text content. And finally, we can put it on the page with AppendChild. And we can put multiple elements on the page too. So if we use main.appendChild again, we can take another copy of the P tag and, I guess I have to make a new P tag. Let's make const p2. You can't insert the main one because this is a reference to the P tag that already exists on the page. So p2, let's make an h1. Let's not call it p2 then. Let's call it h1. h1.text content equals title. And let's put the h1 first, just so it makes sense. So we'll append the h1 and then the p tag. And there you have it. So you can append multiple elements, but they each have to be brand new elements. You can't, just because you made a variable here, you can't paste it again and again because it's a reference to the element that's already been put on the page. This p tag, if I try to append it again, it's still the same p tag, and so the DOM kind of just merges it. So that's all for the first video. In the next video, I'll show you a cooler way to insert a ton of content onto the page. So See you in a bit.